Hey guys, Mike from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I have a video for you today on a pile of multi-tool sheaths, and I didn't really know what category to put this in, so I just did it in this video as well. But we have a collapsible baton, so that's going to be in my multi-tool video as well. Let's start with the baton. I don't know the brand name of this thing. What I do know is that I've had some serious trouble. It takes a lot of force to get it to extend out, and then it's difficult to collapse, so I'm not going to bother doing that for you here on camera. So this one's going to Rob down in Texas, Fort Worth, and he wanted one sheath that he could wear on a tech lock, so that's what we got here, and then the other sheath we have on a Blade Tech paddle because he wanted to be able to wear something without the belt. He doesn't like ulti clips, and I couldn't think of another option out there that was a better thing. I've tried fabric clips and I really hate them. They're super flimsy. Maybe I'm using them wrong or something, but yeah, I've found them to be just an absolute waste of money. But the paddle here is going to work without a belt. It should afford, because it's so wide, it should have a little bit more stability to prevent your pants from coming off when you draw. And I think I got the retention just about right to work that way as well. So basically all you're doing is putting the baton as far up the sheath as you want it to go. I personally would recommend having it kind of on the lower side with this one, just because it would require less force to draw, and where you don't have a belt to keep your pants up if you do pull really hard. I don't think that would work out so well if you've got this in its tightest spot. But see what works for you. And Rob, if this is too tight at all, let me know. I can coach you through readjusting it, so that's not too much of a hassle. It should be a fairly easy process. All right, so we got those collapsible baton sheaths there. We have, let's see, we've got a Gerber Center Drive. I'm not a fan of the Center Drive. This is the first time I've done a sheath for it. It's another one of the out the front pliers tools, and I can get the pliers to deploy. I can't get them to collapse automatically, so what you have to do is just push the button. This is what I would do. I would push the button and then put the tip of the pliers into the sheath and just kind of push like so to collapse them against your sheath. And then you give it a little whack all the way back into the sheath. It feels really tight when you're putting it back in, but the draw, I promise, isn't so bad. I really don't understand why it does that, but as far as out the front pliers tools, there is the Gerber Center Drive, the MP600 from Gerber, and that comes in a couple different variations. There's a bladeless, there's a needle nose, which is the most common, a blunt nose, and a diesel version. The diesel version by far is the best of the bunch in my opinion. It just feels more rugged. It seems like the action on the pliers is a little bit smoother, etc., etc. So the Gerber tools have been really, really inconsistent. One thing I found with these is that they're just not the same action. They're not quite the same size from one to the next. Meaning, if I use my MP600 to make a sheath for your MP600, it's probably not going to fit right, and the action on it might not be reliable. So for that reason, I stopped making sheaths with mine, and I started requiring the customer to send theirs to me. But now being exposed to a much wider number of MP600s, what I found is that some of them just don't have good action on them, and it makes it really, really difficult to get the sheath to work. Even when it does work, sometimes you have to do weird tricks with it, angles, and jiggle it just to make it function the way it's supposed to. So I think from here forward, I am discontinuing. So if you have an active order with me, I will complete that order. If you haven't put it in order yet, I am discontinuing MP600s and Gerber Center Drive sheaths in an auto deploy capacity. I can still do a normal sheath for them, but I'm not going to do auto deploy for those anymore, just because they just don't work that well. So just putting that out there. That said, I do have another MP600 sheath to show you right now. This one is going to Jose. This Center Drive is going to Sydney. The MP600 has, where is it? Streamlight MicroStream somewhere on my messy pile of stuff here. All right, there we go. So it's got a holder for Streamlight MicroStream, and so this guy here, very smooth draw for the flashlight, And for the tool, you just want to make sure you give it a good, it takes a little bit of pressure. Sometimes you get it stuck down in there. So make sure it takes a little bit of practice to find the sweet spot with this thing. This is exactly what I'm talking about with the MP600s. This is the best I could get it. But what you want to do is as you put it in, you see the middle nub there, which is the button. You want the button to be just inside the sheath. And then you're going to tilt the tool forward and slide it in, and it should collapse very nicely. After doing that, the draw should be pretty smooth. But if you push this in too far, be aware, or push it in too aggressively, it does have a tendency to get stuck. So I think just a little bit of practice and you'll kind of get the hang of it. But like I said, this is honestly the best I could get it. It does work pretty well, pretty consistently, as long as you follow that one trick there of get the button inside the sheath, then tilt forward and slide it. Should be good to go. He also ordered a sheath for his WowTac flashlight. This model, in case you are curious, is the A1S V2 and fits very well in there. You can definitely remove the pocket clip and still get this to work. He wanted a bezel down draw. If you're going to keep the pocket clip on, you do need to make sure that it goes into the crease here, because that's the only space where it's actually going to fit. If you try to put it in like so, anywhere on the rounded section, it's just not going to fit. So make sure you draw it like that. Pocket clip in there, quick draw downward. You've got the side switch there. You can use the tail cap there. And the other cool thing is that the pocket clip does have 360-degree rotation. So if you find you like the side switch to be in a particular spot, maybe for the thumb, that's probably, I would probably have it somewhere over here for like my middle finger or something. But I would draw it like that and then, you know, have it right there, or be able to use the tail cap. So you do have those options with this guy here. We have a sheath for the Leatherman Skeletool, and this also has the Streamlight Microstream on it. So the Skeletool, normally my sheaths for the Skeletool allow for the pocket clip to be still attached to your to your tool and go any direction on the sheath. The issue with this one is that there is a flashlight holder on it as well, putting space or filling up the space between the sheath and the tech lock, and that's normally where that pocket clip would go if you have it on this side. So what I would recommend is you're only going to carry it with the pocket clip on the front of the sheath, or remove your pocket clip altogether since you don't need it with the sheath anyway, and you'll be able to turn it any direction you want to carry it. As far as getting the Streamlight out goes, this is a really smooth draw, but you might want to just lift it up flush with the bottom of that holder there, and then it's very smooth to just pull out like so. So Skeletool, Streamlight Microstream, this is a great combination. We also have a Leatherman MUT, which is one of my favorite Leatherman tools. These are all great Leathermans we're showing here. This one is designed for EOD squads. Those are bomb disposal squads, and it's got tools for setting up det charges, for dismantling them as well, and just an awesome tool all around. The sheath for it, I appear to have magicked away into thin air. Actually, I think I dropped it. Did I drop it? I did. All right, so here we go. This one's set up on a combat loop. It is for horizontal draw. This is going to Curtis out in Alberta, and he asked for it to be set up as a right-hand scout carry. So he's going to carry it horizontally on the small of his back, drawing with his right hand. I set it up specifically for the pocket clip to go between the tech lock, or sorry, combat loop, and the sheath. And the reason I did it that way is because your hand is going to be coming at it from this angle. You know, you're going to be back of the hand facing forward, palm facing back, grabbing your tool. This has a strap cutter there, and you don't want to put your finger in there because you could slice yourself. So doing it this way gives this part of the pocket clip, creates a really good purchase for your finger. So I would just put your thumb on the face of it and your forefinger there, and you can very easily draw it out like so. So there you go. Just going to Curtis up in Alberta, Coyote Brown. All right, now we have, the rest of them are all OHT sheaths. So I'll just show you the most basic it gets. This one's going to John. No attachments on this, just on a tech lock. And this is going to deploy your pliers as you draw it out, collapse them as you draw them as you put it back into the sheath. And if you want to avoid having them draw, having the pliers deploy, you can just kind of pinch the handles together and it will inhibit the pliers rail system from being able to move. So effectively you're just locking the pliers as you draw out, because you're not always going to use the pliers on this. Maybe you're pulling it out so that you can use the blade or any of the other tools on the outside. So that's one of the reasons I really like this tool the best, and it works so reliably with the sheath that I've designed for it. So I'm just really happy with it, and I think it came out really nice. So all right, we got that. Let's go into John. We have Roy ordered one in gray basket weave. You can see it's got a flashlight holder on it. Very similar size to the MP600, but this one is for the Olight i3T EOS. And this has a really nice draw on it as well. Kind of ballistic, so be careful. You don't want to necessarily draw too hard, because you could send it. Check this out. You can easily launch this thing, so be careful when you draw it. You don't have to put it down all the way. If you don't seat it all the way to the top of the pocket clip there, you won't have a ballistic draw. So maybe just don't do that. But same thing, you got all the directions there, nice smooth draw. Just make sure, guys, when you draw this out, if you draw slowly, you're going to find a pinch point and then it becomes difficult to draw out. However, if you just kind of give it a quick kind of whip upward, you're going to get it out of there with good successful deploy every time. All right. We got that one for Roy. We have one for Michael in Hexcam Wasteland. This guy is going to probably be in another video later this week, because Michael ordered some folding auto deploy sheaths as well, folding knife auto deploy sheaths. So everything auto deploy for this dude, and yeah, I'm sure he'll make another appearance right quick. We have two going to Joshua. He's out in Arizona, I believe, and he asked for these to be in Coyote with no logo on them, because he's going to be wearing them in, I believe, Army uniform. Could be wrong there, but part of uniform regulation for a lot of law enforcement, and definitely the entire military, is that you can't have certain logos on there. So I think with things like, you know, even Camelback and Oakley's, the ones that are designed specifically for military, have either less pronounced logos or hidden logos, things like that. So no logo on this guy. Coyote Brown, he ordered two of them. So we got those there. We also have, for Jesse, he ordered one that has an S2R Baton 2 sheath, also an Olight flashlight, and it's one of my favorite Olights. There, you can sink this down really deep if you want to. This one I think I need to loosen up a little bit. I thought I had it just about perfect, but you could just kind of use a finger to push it as far out as you need to, but that doesn't seem practical to me, so I'm gonna loosen that up. The sheath works very nicely, and he asked for this one to be on a tech lock with a bit of a forward cant, so wearing it on his right side, forward cant. You can switch this over to the left side if you want to, and you can actually reverse and have the flashlight on either side of the sheath. So if you find that you like the flashlight lower than the tool, you can do that as well. But same Olight, or sorry, same OHT functions with that. And then the last one I have here is going to Mitchell up in Ontario, and he's in Toronto. And Mitchell asked for, sorry, this is not the last one, but he had given me the diameter on a flashlight and just indemnified me in case it doesn't work, to build him a loop for it. So hopefully this will work nicely. If not, I can coach you through readjusting that, Mitchell. So just shoot me an email. We'll work that out. And then we have a pancake style sheath instead of taco, and this guy is on speed clips. Again, this is going to be on the right side, and it's going to be tilted forward at this angle. Nice comfortable draw there. I really like that forward cant ability. Maybe I'll start building my standard sheaths with a little bit of angle adjustment. So that'd be a nice feature. So all right, that's what we got there. Actually, I do have one more. Just didn't have it on the list here. This one is going to Jared out in California. Jared's is in multicam. There you go. So, all right, guys, that is what I have for you. In my opinion, the OHT is the best of the out the front pliers multi-tools. I think Leatherman is just far and above Gerber in terms of production quality and overall, ruggedness of the tools. That's my personal opinion, my experience using them. Let me know what you guys think down below, and let me know what you think of out the front pliers multi-tools versus traditional multi-tools. What do you guys think? Benefit, pros, cons, whatever. Let me know what you think of that. So if you like these sheaths, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like the channel, subscribe. Thank you so much for sticking around for all of my rambling, and I hope you enjoyed all these sheaths. I hope to see you in the next one. God bless.